it's Julia Jordan with Keller Williams The Woodlands. I wanted to ask you, before I talk with you about real estate, which shades are better? These, they are actually a Tory Birch knockoff, and I have the original one, and they're so heavy, so I bought these at Kroger, I think. Or these. They're both good, huh? I decided for these today. It's a sunny day in Texas, and I thought I'd show you my spring neighborhood that I like very much, Stoneforest. It's a average spring neighborhood, spring Texas. I tell you a little bit about the neighborhood, and then what I show you on the other side here. Look at that. That is one of my rentals, and I give you some investor details and how I got so rich and so happy, and why I have all these rentals, and why it makes total sense for everybody on a very normal income, okay? Because I was not rich when I started this, but it has been very good to me. Okay, so Stoneforest is close to Kuykendall and Spring Cypress Road, so super access to all the highways, 99, 249, Beltway 8 and 45. We're basically just in the middle of all of this. Stoneforest has 325 homes. It's majority, I will drive you around a little bit, you will see cottage and craftsman style home. Average sales price is $290K. Average square foot price is 117. Of course, it goes up and down depending on the quality of the house and the extras. Homes sold last year were only 13, so people like it here, they stay. Average days on market is 10. The tax rate is 2.65 in 2021. Of course, that changes every year a little bit. The taxes go up a little bit with the value of the home, but you can run your numbers. That's the tax rate. The tax rate stays the same. Taxes go up a little bit, but home value also goes up. And I will talk about home value with my example here of my rental in a little bit. So you will see, don't worry too much if your tax rate goes up. I know you don't like it, paying taxes, no one likes it, but your value goes up higher than what you will ever pay in taxes. The majority of the houses are built 2001 to 2008. We have here playgrounds, several. Picnic pavilion, I hope I pronounced that right. Pavilion? I don't know how you say it in America. We have a community pool, we have tennis court, clubhouse, and several parks. There is a Banco group in this neighborhood, so if you just want to move here for Banco because you love Banco, that's a good idea. And it's Klein School District. I have my kids in Klein School District. I love it. This one is zone 2, Kinley Elementary. Very, very good school. My kids went there for several years and they loved it. Okay, I flip my camera and show you a little bit my rental. Very average home, built 2005, square foot just under 2,100. Let me flip back. And I bought it 2017 for $194,000. I thought at that point the price was outrageous and this house was so fancy. It was not. I had no bloody idea. I was not a real estate agent yet. I was just an investor. Right now the house value is about $250. Let me take these off. $250,000. If we fix it up really, really pretty, maybe we will get it up to $260, $270. The cash flow every month is $550 on this property. So after everything, taxes, fix up, vacancy, HOA, mud district, and of course I have a mortgage on the house, insurance and mortgage and all of that. This house flows me $550 every month. That's not so bad, right? Of course, I started with a lower rent when I got the house. The house was only rented for $1,700, and now the rent is $2,050. I am under the average for the neighborhood. What I like to keep my tenants. I like to be a good landlord, offer a good product, and be a little bit lower than the average rent, what makes my tenants stay forever, because tenant turnover is expensive. For me, I offer them, if you move with me, I let you out of the contract at any point in time. You pay me 1 month penalty because you caused me a vacancy, but as long as I am your agent to help you buy, I let you out of the contract. So for me, that is a little bit different than if you would, and you're not an agent, if you would be the landlord because you don't want to have turnover, because you don't get a commission when your tenant moves out, right? So that's a little bit my benefit. And I only have that verbal, hey neighbor, I only have that verbal. I do not never put that in writing. I don't want anyone to sue me or whatever, but that is usually how I handle it with my tenants. I believe everybody should be a homeowner. So tax depreciation is another income stream when you have a rental. This house I depreciate with about 10K every year, so paying that less in taxes, that's always sweet. My appreciation, I bought it 5 years ago, 56K appreciation in average, so $56,000 appreciation in 5 years. That makes it for the year, when you divide it by 5, about 11,200 appreciation every year. So that is, if you divide that by 12, that's $1,000 a month that I have just additional to the cash flow, just basically for holding a house in a good condition. I personally think that is sweet. If you have it with one house, if you do your math, we are already with $1,500 that just this house makes me every month. Cash flow is in my pocket. The appreciation is not in my pocket, but I could get it out if I would refi or if I would put a second mortgage on the house. And if I would cash it out, how we call it, that is actually tax-free money. So I would get my hand on money that I didn't pay taxes for, but I can still use it for vacation or buy another rental or buying some new Lucchese shoes or whatever you guys are into. Yeah, and then of course the rent goes up over the years. Every year this house will bring in most likely more rent, because that's what we've seen over the last 50 years. So I think real estate investing is super smart. In the meantime, also, of course, basically what my tenant pays me every month, what I do not cash flow on, that goes still towards my mortgage, etc., to keep the house up. So that is also a financial advantage that rental homes bring you, okay? For me personally, the appreciation that comes by itself and the tax deductions are, for me personally, the super smart part. A lot of people get stuck on cash flow. Don't get stuck on cash flow. If you have a good day job, watch out, because tax deduction might make you way more money, and the appreciation also may make you way more money than the cash flow. But of course there's no guarantee, and as agents we are advised to not to pretend that we can tell the future. I cannot, but I can tell you how the last 50 years went, and it was excellent. So I advise everybody to invest in real estate. Okay, that was a lot of talking. Let me drive you around a little bit. So you see Stoneforest. I show you 2 houses that are on the market right now. And I drive you around just that you see the neighborhood a little bit.
Turn left onto Rosebud Ridgeway, then turn right onto Bentwood Elm Street.
He has a sweet British accent. I show the navigation system with a British accent. I always enjoy when he's talking to me.
Onto Bentwood Elm Street, then turn left onto
I show you a house that has interesting color. It's painted in bright blue, and I wonder that the HOA has no issue with it.
Turn left onto Young Oak Street.
Maybe the HOA does have a problem with it. You never know. Okay. So here we go. Can you see? It's bright blue. Interesting color choice. Let me tell you a little bit about this house. So it is listed by a no-name broker, so not one of the big ones like Remax, Keller Williams, etc. Listed for $340. It's on the day 19 days and again 7 days. So the agent was extra smart, terminated the listing, put it back on. So a week ago for the public it looks like a brand new listing, but it is not. It was on the market before. 19 days plus 7 days is 26 days. 26 days on the market is a little bit too long. Usually shows me probably they're too expensive or the property of the quality doesn't reach up. Usually it is both. And in this case, we're listed for 141. I shared the average square foot price of 117. So even a beginner agent sees there is quite the difference. And people don't pay champagne price anymore for a beer budget house, aka a builder's grade house, and that's what's going on here, okay, in my personal opinion. The house is just under 2,400 square foot, built 2004, and in my opinion a little bit too expensive. They advertised a new AC in 2020, so that is good, but of course that is with a house of that age also normal maintenance. When your AC dies, of course you put a new one in, and then they said there is a new roof. The new roof is from 2014, so it's not quite new anymore, but hey, it's still a good age for a roof. Usually Houston roofs easily get 15 years old, They call the roofs 30-year roofs. That's not true usually, because our sun is just so intense. Usually the roofs don't make it that long, okay? So let me drive you. Here we go. To show you a little bit more about Stoneforest. I like this neighborhood. You know, it's a good entrance level price range. Houses like 250 to 350-ish. Quiet, easy access. You have sidewalks everywhere. People don't move in and out all the time. It's pretty constant. And I show you one that went under contract, and I explain you real quick why, and you will understand. The more you and me drive around, the more you guys become a real estate expert. So you just listen a little bit longer and you get your license soon, you know. It's not rocket science in real estate. Oh, by the way, in this street some years ago, Sunlight Hill, I mean the name is already cool. I wanted to buy a house a while ago.
The destination is on your left.
Okay. Let me see how we pull in here. This is her. A little beauty. And she's under contract. So let me explain you how houses go under contract. So let me find my little paper. 5107 Sunlight Hill. What a pretty name. It's a beautiful floor plan that is always attractive. There are some floor plans people just don't enjoy, and then they have a hard time reselling them. It was listed for 105 a square foot. Who knows for how much they are under? The amount that they went under contract is confidential until their closing. Then it becomes public information, and of course, as agents can pull that up super quick. It is built 2007. It has 3,804 square foot. Was listed for 105. So that's an attractive price. What I personally assume is what happened is the agent priced it very well. By the way, it's Gary Green, so most of the Gary Green agents, they know what they're doing. Same like Remax, same like Keller Williams. Not all of them, but most. We have good teachings. So what happens is they price it just on the spot, or even aggressively a little bit under. They create a multiple offer situation because everybody out there, the agents and the buyers, are thinking the agent is not very smart. This is a steal. They write up their offer. They figure out there's a multiple offer situation, and there comes the price for the seller. You create a bidding war as the agent, multiple offer situation, and that also works when the market slows down. For that, what you need with your clients is they need to trust you, that you're not giving away their house, but they need to understand what you're trying to create for them. So I assume that's what they did here. Okay, so that was my little drive-through for you guys in Stoneforest in Spring, Texas. I love living in spring. I also love the woodlands. I love Cypress, I love Conroe, and all the surrounding areas. I just had a client in Katy, I just had a client in Richmond, so we go all the way down. But here, this is like my front yard, and I can tell you a lot. I know which street flooded and which street didn't flood. By the way, Stoneforest, all these newer neighborhoods, usually they don't flood very well because they're built after new requirements. Often those gullies from let me take these off. Often the gullies from these neighborhoods drain into the older neighborhoods. So what happens is you need to watch out which areas got flooded or not. Talk to a trusted real estate agent. And if you want to invest in real estate, everybody should invest in real estate. Everybody should buy a house, a rental house. Once a year. It's like going to the dentist, getting your teeth cleaning every year. Buy a rental house every year, build up your portfolio slow and steady, know what you're doing, or work with someone who knows what they're doing, and then have some additional income. Like I just explained you my numbers, it is not rocket science, it's not that hard, and you can do that on an everyday income. Because this is America, I'm from Germany, you could not do that there, but here in America, the American dream, first of all, is still alive, and some of you forget that here and there over all the frustration because you watch too much TV. But you have such great financing opportunities here. You can buy houses with other people's money for a very, very safe interest rate and very safe conditions. And 2008 cannot repeat itself anymore because the laws changed. So basically the bank protects you from yourself, so you cannot be as stupid as people were in 2008. And I just love it. There are easy ways. So if you want to chat about that, 832-444-4923. Let's schedule a phone call. Let's schedule a Zoom call. Or I'm a foodie. Get me out for coffee or lunch, and we just talk about your specific situations. Everybody's situation is different. Some have a low credit score, some have low savings, some are awesome and all of these and have savings in their piggy bank. Those are my favorites, but I love to help everybody because I think real estate investing should be for everybody. Okay, this was a lot of talking. I have an appointment at 1 o'clock. I have to take off from here. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me and driving around with me in Black Beauty, looking at Stoneforest. Bye. Have a wonderful day.